Hello, I'm Alistair Gordon. Welcome to the 10-step marketing process. In this introduction, I simply want to try and convince you that having a process for marketing is simply the most important thing you can do to get your marketing on the right basis, and it will give you a series of skills that will ultimately reduce your anxiety and help your business be more profitable. At least that's my hope, but see what you think. Okay, just a wee bit of introduction. I've designed the 10-step process and the videos around them to be, I hope, fairly simple to understand. But that doesn't mean all the lessons about marketing in them are basic. I can probably think about 5 or 10 major corporations who would do well to apply some of the lessons in these videos. It also isn't about telling you exactly what you can do. You've got too many kinds of businesses for me to say, do this, use this social media, or do this kind of marketing. It's about getting some basic principles in. It's about the kind of exercises and thought that you need to do to develop a good marketing process. For me, in the end, marketing is not about the money or the bucks that you throw at it, or the complexity, or even being unique. It's not about having to have this guru-like insight. It's developed by getting better empathy for your customers and adding your own brain power. And that's what I'm hoping the 10-step process will help you do. The other thing is, I often get small and medium enterprise owners and managers telling me things like, look, I'm not really into marketing. My customers don't care about all that stuff. Look, you're doing marketing even when you don't know it. Even when you think you're not doing any marketing. Even if you're the smallest of mama and papa small corner shops or a lawnmower repair shop or whatever, you're still doing marketing, because if you spend nothing on marketing, and if you think marketing is a waste of time, you tend to send signals like this. The signal you're giving your customers is, when they look at your place and they look at your service or whatever, is that you don't give a stuff. Or you're probably not worth trying, or they don't care about themselves, or they're just generic, they're just the same. Marketing is ultimately about showing that you do give a stuff and that you're not generic. But I think other people that I talk to find marketing a little bit scary. There seems to be a lot of things. Should I be on social media? Should I be on Facebook? Is it worth putting an ad in the paper? Should I do something on radio? Do I need a brochure? All these kind of media touch points kinds of questions. Who exactly should I be targeting? Or what should I say? Exactly what message? It all seems somewhat complicated. Well, there are 3 basics for developing marketing. Firstly, before you buy that spot on the radio or whatever, plan. Secondly, don't try and think about everything at once. If you think about, oh, what should I do on media? What should I do on Facebook? Oh, am I really going after this particular audience? Oh, what exactly words? If you think about it in that order and all at once, you'll just confuse yourself and your marketing will be worse. It all starts really at that most basic of points with the customers. It's really, really important that we start thinking about the customers and your staff, what they're capable of saying or delivering in marketing terms to your customers, before you think about messages and media and all those things. Now, anyone talking about marketing and pretending to be a marketing expert or of any sort has to talk in some degree about all the frameworks that are out there. You'll hear people talk about the 4 Ps, the idea that price, promotion, how you do your promotions and place, all have to be thought about once and related to the target audience. You'll hear about the 3 Cs, the idea that the company, you identify your strengths, you identify the needs of the customers, you identify the weaknesses of your competition and try and pull those all together. All of these are good frameworks. What they are perhaps missing, in my view, is a clear course of action. And I believe that's because marketing is not just looking at all of these things, but it's deciding what to do and what order to do things in. Marketing often goes wrong and is ineffective because it's not done in the right order. So I believe the process of how you prioritize your marketing efforts is absolutely key to being successful. It starts even before you think about marketing with thinking about the business basics. And in the next session, even though many of you may well have very well run companies, I want to at least briefly challenge you on some of the basics of your business to make sure you're thinking about those and getting them right. Because honestly, if you spend money on marketing before you've got your business basics right, you're going to be in trouble. Then we're going to move on and we're going to talk about customer understanding, how you can develop that without spending too much money, but why it's so important. Then I'm going to take you through a little process to help you discover differentiators about your business, because even the smallest business has differentiators if you use the right process to try and think about them and find them. Then we're going to talk a little bit about why value, appearance, and other matters are really quite important before you begin marketing. I want you to understand how your customers think about value, and I'm going to give you my perspective on what value to a customer really means and why it's not always just about price. Then I'm going to talk about networking and word of mouth, how you develop ways of being better at that, because for small and medium enterprises, probably many businesses, it's actually the most important kind of marketing of all. Then I'm going to talk about how we assess what we've been doing already, if you have been doing something already, and how we can improve whatever you've got in terms of existing marketing materials before you start panicking and thinking about all the new things you should do. After that, we're going to talk about refocusing marketing, how we can build up totally new approaches and what you should be thinking about when you do that. And then I'm going to talk about an actual plan, what I call the 3 hits plan for new marketing. So when you get to the stage of wanting to do something innovative or new, how you should do it and how you should think about it. And then why it's important to treat marketing as an ongoing activity and to build activity plans and what should be in those activity plans. Each of these sessions will be maybe 10 to 30 minutes long, depending on some of them are more important and higher, but many of them will be short. There'll be a couple of few exercises I suggest you do. It's of course up to you. This is a self-learning program, but really what it is all boiling down to is 3 steps. After we've talked about the business basics, it's about deciding what to say to your customers, doing the easy things, the things that don't cost you too much, making sure you don't reinvent the wheel, and then how you really get down to developing new and innovating marketing. It's as simple as that. So our first step, the thing that I hope I've made you think about anyway, is that the order you do things matters. The process of marketing matters. Random, uncoordinated activities, just going out and doing something new because some graphic designer convinces you should have a new leaflet, can actually damage your reputation if you do it wrong and in the wrong order. We'll go through this process. I don't expect you to follow the process exactly every time you do something new, but you should start to get this thinking into your head as part of the whole way you do marketing. And it all starts with customer understanding. Now, I'd very like your indulgence to just check the business basics section before skipping onwards. It's quite a short section. I think it's quite important before we get talking down to customer understanding and so on. So thank you for listening. See you soon.